Underneath the constant hum of human worry, beneath the endless pursuit for proof that you are worthy, there is a quiet truth waiting for you to notice it. It's the truth that you were never broken, never unloved, never needing to be fixed. You are already loved enough, healed enough, and your life, whether you see it or not, is unfolding in perfect rhythm with the universe's infinite intelligence. It's the truth that you are, with your sister, with your friend, with your mother, with your father, aunts and aunts, with their own future, and families, and communities, and humanity, and civilization, and universe. The only reason you cannot see the beauty of it now is because you've been too busy trying to earn what was freely given before you even took your first breath. It's only there to help your life live up to love. You've been chasing validation as though love were a currency that must be earned through achievement, as though peace were a trophy awarded only after you've struggled long enough. But love was never conditional. The love that sustains you, the love that brought this universe into being, is not something that arrives later. It is the very energy that breathes through you now. Every beat of your heart is an echo of that divine love, reminding you that you are already enough. When you let go of striving, when you release the desperate need to become something more, you begin to awaken to what you already are, a living embodiment of love, a manifestation of consciousness expressing itself through the dance of form and thought, a manifestation of love and instinct that to relax. You are not falling behind. The universe has never rushed a single sunrise, nor has it ever demanded that the ocean hurry its tides. You are part of that same effortless intelligence. You are not here to compete with time, nor to prove your worth to an indifferent cosmos. You are here to remember that your very existence is the miracle you've been praying for. You have already been loved into being by a force so vast and so tender that your mind cannot comprehend it. Only your heart can feel it. And healing is not something that happens because you finally got everything right. Healing is what occurs when you finally stop resisting your own perfection, when you stop labeling your emotions as good or bad, when you stop dividing your life into success and failure, when you stop fighting the present moment, you will see that healing was never a process of becoming. It was a process of remembering. The cracks you see in yourself are not flaws. They are the openings through which the light of consciousness enters to remind you of what you've always been. Every heartbreak you've endured, every disappointment, every lonely night, these are not punishments but invitations, invitations to turn inward, to meet yourself without judgment, to realize that the love you seek outside has been quietly living within you all along. You were never meant to beg for love. You were meant to be love, to radiate it so powerfully that even the universe bends in acknowledgement. But of course the mind loves to complicate what is simple. It whispers that you must do more, fix more, prove more, that peace is on the other side of the next achievement. And so you run, chasing fulfillment like a mirage in the desert. Yet every time you reach it, it moves further away. Why? Because what you're chasing is not out there. You cannot grasp love with hands that are already made of it. So stop running. Breathe. You are safe. You are enough. Right here, in this moment, without any improvement, without any justification, you are exactly where you need to be. The same intelligence that moves galaxies into orbit is moving your life into alignment. Even when things seem chaotic, even when you feel lost or forgotten, life is not punishing you, it is preparing you. You are being guided toward expansion, toward awakening, toward the realization that everything you ever wanted was never missing. It was simply obscured by your resistance. Imagine for a moment that your entire life is a conversation between you and the universe. Now, this is not punishment or reward, it is reflection. Life mirrors your inner world. And that's where the beauty of this truth unfolds. You don't have to control every event, every outcome, every detail. You simply need to align your inner world with love, with gratitude, with the knowing that you are already complete. When you do that, your external world begins to rearrange itself in ways that seem miraculous. People show up, opportunities appear, synchronicities unfold. Not because you forced it, but because you matched the frequency of what you desire. You became it first within, and therefore it had no choice but to reflect without, which is not good. Good things happen from our effect. This is the essence of manifestation. Not the manipulation of reality, but the harmonization with it. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And right now you are love, pretending to be a person searching for love. What a cosmic joke it is. The seeker and the sought are one and the same. The journey was never to find something outside, but to remember the treasure buried within your own being. There's a great peace that comes when you stop trying to fix yourself. Because when you look deeply enough, you'll find there is no broken self to repair, only layers of misunderstanding that dissolve when touched by awareness. Awareness is your greatest healer. It is the silent witness that watches thoughts come and go without identifying with them. When you rest in that awareness, the noise of the mind softens and the stillness of your being begins to shine through. That stillness is where love lives. You see, love is not an emotion. Emotions come and go. Love remains. Love is the foundation of existence. It is the energy that holds atoms together, that keeps stars burning, that moves the breath through your lungs. To say you are not loved is to say the ocean has no water. You are made of love, therefore you can never be without it. You can forget it, you can resist it, but you cannot lose it. And when you finally surrender, when you let go of the constant inner struggle, the healing you've been seeking begins to unfold effortlessly. You'll notice that life starts to feel lighter, people seem kinder, opportunities come without strain. That's because your vibration has shifted. You've started living in the frequency of fear and started resonating with the frequency of trust. Trust is the language of the universe. When you trust that all is well, that you are being guided, even when you cannot see the path, you open yourself to miracles. You stop demanding evidence and start allowing experience. The universe doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your energy. When you emit the energy of peace, your better life is not ahead of you in time, it's ahead of you in awareness. The moment you awaken to who you truly are, your entire perception shifts. Suddenly, what once felt like chaos begins to reveal its order. What once felt like loss begins to reveal its purpose. What once felt like emptiness begins to overflow with meaning, because the universe was never against you, it was only waiting for you to stop fighting yourself. When you quiet the noise within, you'll hear the whisper that's been calling you home all along. That whisper says, "Relax, my beloved. You are safe, you are loved, you are healed, you are whole." That whisper is not coming from somewhere else. It's coming from within you. It is your higher self, your divine consciousness, reminding you of what the world made you forget. Every act of self-love, every moment of stillness, every breath of gratitude aligns you closer to your true essence. You don't need to chase spiritual enlightenment, because you already are that which you seek. The universe is not testing you. It is teaching you how to remember yourself. Sometimes what feels like a delay is actually divine timing. The things you thought were lost were simply being rearranged for a greater unfolding. When you stop rushing, when you trust that the universe knows what it's doing, life begins to unfold with a grace that feels almost magical. You begin to understand that everything, even the pain, was part of a sacred choreography designed to bring you back to yourself. There is no past that can bind you and no future that can frighten you when you live in the awareness of the now. The present moment is not a stepping stone. It is the entire path. The now is where life breathes, where love radiates, where healing occurs. The mind wants to run into the future asking, when will things get better? But the truth is, they already are. The only thing that clouds that realization is your belief that something is missing. Look around you. Every sound, every color, every sensation. This is the universe expressing itself as you. You are not separate from it. You are not a tiny being trapped in a vast world. You are the vastness experiencing itself as a being. You are the consciousness that dreams the stars and the silence between them. The mind fears the unknown, but the soul rejoices in it. The unknown is not your enemy, it is the field of infinite possibilities. When you trust it, it responds with miracles. When you resist it, it feels like suffering. So relax into the mystery. You do not need to know how things will work out, only that they will. Ultimately, it is only the subject that counts the matter. The damage is done. Only the damage is only the pain. The damage is only the pain. The future that awaits you is not built by your effort, but by your vibration. Each time you choose peace over panic, faith over fear, gratitude over grievance, you are creating a future that reflects those frequencies. The universe is not mechanical, it is musical. And when you are in harmony with yourself, your life becomes a song of effortless unfolding. You are not here to survive, you are here to expand. You are not here to collect possessions or prove your worth. You are here to awaken, to realize that the same creative force that spins galaxies is breathing through you, thinking through you, loving through you. When you feel that truth deeply, the need to control disappears. You begin to trust the flow. Even in your darkest moments, even when your mind screams that you are alone, remember, love has never left you. The very energy keeping your heart beating is proof of that. The fact that you are alive means that life still believes in you, still moves for you, still expresses through you. You are not abandoned. You are being guided home. Your healing is not a future event. It is happening right now. Each breath you take in, awareness dissolves the layers of illusion that made you believe you were wounded. Each moment of forgiveness, each act of kindness, each thought of compassion is rewiring your reality. You are healing not by force, but by remembrance. There is a radiance within you that has never dimmed, no matter how many storms you've faced. That is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That is a radiance without judgment. No matter how many storms you've faced, that is what they are. You are already more powerful than your mind allows you to believe. The very fact that your thoughts shape your world means you are a creator. Every time you imagine, you send a vibration into the universe that begins to gather substance. What you assume becomes what you perceive. So assume the best. Assume love, assume peace, assume abundance. The universe cannot resist the energy of conviction. Your better life is not a reward for endurance. It is the natural outcome of alignment. As you relax into the truth of who you are, you rise effortlessly into a higher state of being. You begin to magnetize everything that matches your new vibration. And the beauty of it all is that you don't have to force a single thing. When you finally stop trying to control the outcome, when you let go of the exhausting effort to predict, fix, or manipulate what's coming, you'll notice something extraordinary begin to happen. Life starts to cooperate with you. It's as if the entire universe exhales in relief and says, "Ah, now you trust me." Because you see, the universe doesn't respond to panic. It responds to peace. It doesn't bend to fear. It flows through faith. Every time you surrender your tight grip on what should be, you open the door for what can be. A life that is not designed by anxiety, but orchestrated by love. You are already loved enough. You were loved before you were born, before you ever accomplished anything, before you ever made a mistake. The love that created you did not make you to prove yourself. It made you to express itself. You are the universe's art, and love is the brushstroke that painted your existence. You are not an accident, not a random occurrence in the machinery of time. You are a deliberate expression of cosmic consciousness. Unique, irreplaceable, essential to the grand tapestry of all that is. This love doesn't need to be earned. You could fail 1,000 times and it would not withdraw. You could hide in the shadows of self-doubt and it would still illuminate your being. Love does not judge. It understands. Love does not punish. It teaches. Love does not abandon. It patiently waits for your recognition, because love knows something your fearful mind forgets, that you were never separate to begin with. All the striving, all the chasing, all the endless attempts to fix yourself, these were born from a simple misunderstanding. You believed you were incomplete, so you sought wholeness in things that could never sustain you. You searched for love in faces, for peace in possessions, for worth in achievements. But none of it lasted, did it? Because nothing temporary can fill the eternal void that only self-recognition can satisfy. What you were truly seeking all along was yourself, the real you, the unconditioned, radiant, unbroken consciousness beneath the noise. And once you glimpse that self, even for a moment, something begins to shift forever. The wars within you start to quiet. You stop trying to become something and start resting in what you already are. You realize that the entire journey, every pain, every loss, every triumph, was leading you back home to your own awareness. Relax into that truth. The universe has already written your story, not in the language of fear or failure, but in the rhythm of divine timing. When you understand that, life becomes lighter. You stop taking everything so personally. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance and begin to recognize yourself as the creator of experience. Not through willpower, but through awareness. When you shift your inner state, your outer world follows. This is the great secret mystics and masters have whispered through ages. That the world is your mirror. What you see outside is a reflection of what you assume inside. So if you want your life to change, do not fight the reflection. Change the image that projects it. Choose to see yourself as loved, even when your mind protests. Choose to feel whole, even when your heart feels fractured. Choose to believe that life is working for you, not against you. These choices are not delusions. They are declarations of your creative power. You are not denying reality. You are redefining it, because reality is not fixed. It bends to your perception. Every thought you think is a seed planted in the field of infinite potential. Your attention is the sunlight that nourishes it. What you focus on grows. When you dwell on fear, you water fear. When you dwell on peace, you cultivate peace. You don't have to fight the weeds. Just stop feeding them. Turn your attention to love, to gratitude, to the awareness of being, and watch how your life blossoms. And remember, healing is not linear. It doesn't move in straight lines. It spirals. Some days you'll feel free, other days you'll revisit old wounds. But every time you do, you meet them with more compassion, more understanding, more gentleness. That's progress. Healing is not the absence of pain. It's the presence of awareness within it. It's the moment you can look at your own suffering and say, I see you and I love you anyway. There is nothing in you that needs to be rejected, even the parts you hide in shame, even the emotions you call ugly. Those are fragments of yourself waiting to be embraced. Every shadow is just light in disguise. The more you love your darkness, the less power it has to frighten you. The moment you stop resisting what you feel, you begin to integrate it. That is true healing. Not escape, but integrate. And as you integrate, your vibration rises. You become a vessel for peace, a beacon of calm amidst the noise of the world. People will begin to feel it around you, the silent power of someone who no longer struggles against life. They won't know what it is exactly, but they'll feel safe in your presence. Because your energy will whisper, it's okay. You are loved. You are enough. That is how transformation happens. Not through effort, but through embodiment. You become the living proof of love's power. You radiate what you've realized, and in doing so, you unconsciously awaken others to their own truth. This is how consciousness evolves, through resonance. The healed do not preach, they emanate. Every time you choose love over fear, you send ripples through the collective field. Every moment of stillness, every act of forgiveness, every quiet breath of surrender contributes to the awakening of the whole. You are not insignificant, you are integral. The light you carry within affects far more than you realize. So if life feels heavy right now, remember this. You are in the process of remembering your power. You are shedding the lies that said you were unworthy, unlovable, broken. It may feel uncomfortable because the false self is dissolving and it resists death. But do not be afraid. What is dying is the illusion, not you. What is being born is your truth. And your truth is magnificent. Your truth is eternal. Your truth is that you are love in motion, consciousness in form, the divine playing at being human. When you awaken to this, fear loses its grip. You no longer worry about the future because you realize the future is not coming to you, it's emerging from you. The universe is not out there shaping your destiny. It is within you, responding to your vibration. So lift your vibration not through forced positivity, but through surrender, through presence, through trust, through gratitude for what already is. When you stop asking, when will it happen, and start feeling, it is happening, you shift timelines. Reality begins to bend to your inner knowing. This is the magic of assumption. This is the power of consciousness. You were never meant to live in fear of the unknown. You were meant to dance with it, to realize that every challenge is an invitation to expand, every delay a lesson in divine patience, every heartbreak a doorway to deeper love. Nothing is wasted, not a tear, not a failure, not a moment of confusion. All of it is sacred. And yes, a better life is ahead. Not because the future will finally deliver it, but because you are remembering how to receive it. As your awareness expands, as you learn to rest in love, the life that matches that state unfolds naturally. You begin to attract what resonates with peace. Your relationships shift, your opportunities multiply. You move through the world not as someone striving to survive, but as someone who knows they are supported by the infinite. That is the essence of true manifestation. It's not about control, it's about alignment. You are not forcing reality, you are flowing with it. You are not begging the universe, you are becoming one with it. And in that unity, there is no lack, no fear, no striving, only harmony. Feel that harmony now. Feel the truth of your being vibrating beneath the surface of every thought. You are love, you are peace, you are the very presence that gives life to life. Let that awareness wash over you like a wave of golden light. Let it dissolve your tension, your worries, your doubts. Let it remind you that nothing has ever been missing. Let it remind you that nothing has ever been missing. Your healing has already happened. Your love has already been given. Your better life is already written. It's waiting for you to see it. And when you do, when you finally relax into the eternal arms of being, everything you've ever desired will reveal itself, not as something new, but as something that was always here, quietly waiting for your surrender. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the stillness beneath all sound, the quiet hum that remains even when the world falls silent. That stillness is not outside of you. It is your essence. It is where all peace, all love, all wisdom resides. When you rest there, you remember that nothing can truly harm you, because you are not the passing waves. You are the ocean itself. The thoughts, the emotions, the circumstances, these are only ripples upon the surface. Beneath it, you remain infinite, unshaken, eternal. You offer me. You offer me. You offer me. Relax. You are not at war with life. You are life. You are not separate from the flow. You are the flow. Every time you resist what is, you create tension within the body and chaos in the mind. But when you surrender, when you simply allow the moment to be as it is, you begin to feel a subtle grace guiding everything. The same intelligence that spins the earth and blooms the flowers is moving through your every breath. You are being lived by life itself. You do not need to control what has already been perfected. You were never meant to carry the burden of the universe upon your shoulders. The moment you release that weight, you feel lighter, clearer, freer. The truth is, your only task here is to allow. Allow love to move through you. Allow healing to unfold in its own rhythm. Allow life to show you that everything you seek is already present. The pain you've carried is not a punishment. It's a teacher. It has been guiding you back to softness, to awareness, to your divine self. The illusion of lack, of unworthiness, of being unloved, these are just dreams of the mind. They are not real. What is real is the consciousness witnessing those dreams. That consciousness has never been hurt, never been unloved, never been unworthy. It has watched every story unfold and yet remained untouched. When you identify with that awareness, you step out of the storm. You realize the peace you were seeking in the future was always available in the present. And from that awareness, you begin to see the world differently. The people who once triggered you now appear as teachers, helping you uncover the places within that still seek validation. The circumstances that once frightened you now reveal themselves as opportunities for deeper trust. Life stops feeling like a battle and starts to feel like a conversation, a dialogue between your higher self and the divine intelligence that responds to every vibration you emit. Every time you think a thought, you send out a frequency. The universe listens, not to your words, but to the energy beneath them. When you say, I want to be loved, but your vibration carries fear, you attract more opportunities to face that fear. When you say, I am love, and feel it deeply, reality mirrors it instantly. That is the secret of conscious creation. It is not about convincing the universe, but about aligning with the truth that the universe already knows. You are whole. This is why relaxation is the highest form of faith. When you relax, you declare to the universe, I trust you. And in that trust, everything begins to move into place effortlessly. The right people come, the right circumstances unfold. The timing becomes divine because your energy has shifted from resistance to flow. You stop trying to swim upstream, and now the current carries you exactly where you were meant to go. You are already being led toward a better life. The signs are all around you, the subtle nudges, the intuitive whispers, the coincidences that seem too precise to be random. These are not accidents, they are alignments. Every time you listen to your intuition and follow it, you strengthen your connection to that universal intelligence. And the more you trust it, the louder it becomes. You start to live by inner guidance, not external approval. And when you live like that, you move differently, you speak differently, you stop forcing outcomes and start attracting them. You stop begging for love and start radiating it. You stop fearing the future because you can feel that the future is already taken care of. The need to control dissolves in the presence of trust. You begin to realize that your emotions are sacred messengers. When sadness arises, it's not there to punish you. It's a gentle knock on the door of your awareness saying, something within you is ready to be held. When fear arises, it's not there to destroy you. It's showing you where love still wants to grow. Every emotion is an opportunity to deepen your relationship with yourself. When you meet your feelings with acceptance, they transform. When you fight them, they persist. So allow yourself to feel fully, openly, without judgment. Cry when you need to, laugh when you want to, rest when your body asks. There is no weakness in feeling. There is great strength in allowing yourself to be human. For within that humanity lies divinity, the recognition that to feel deeply, you're already healing even when you can't see it. Healing happens in the quiet spaces, in the unseen moments, where your heart softens instead of hardens, where you choose to forgive instead of resent, where you decide to trust life one more time. Each of those moments adds light to your field, restoring you to your natural state of peace. And as your inner world heals, your outer world begins to reflect it. People who match your old energy start to drift away, not because of conflict, but because your vibration no longer resonates with theirs. Don't chase them, bless them. Thank them for being part of your evolution. You are not losing anything. You are clearing space for alignment. New people, new experiences, new opportunities will begin to flow toward you effortlessly because you have become a vibrational match to abundance. This is not magic. It is the natural law of resonance. You are no longer vibrating at the frequency of lack or fear. You are resonating with love, and love attracts its own reflection. The universe always mirrors your energy. It cannot do otherwise. So when you live from the awareness that you are already loved enough, already healed, already whole, life responds accordingly. You start to see beauty where you once saw pain. You start to feel gratitude where you once felt longing. You begin to notice that the peace you were chasing was never in the next chapter. It was in this very breath. There's a kind of sacred irony in all of this. The harder you try to be loved, the more love eludes you. But when you stop trying, when you simply rest in the awareness that you are love, you become magnetic. Love begins to surround you, not because you chased it, but because you remembered you are its source. This is the secret behind every miracle, every manifestation, every answered prayer. It's not about begging or striving. It's about aligning. It's about becoming what you wish to receive. If you want love, become love. If you want peace, become peace. If you want healing, embody the vibration of wholeness. The universe has no choice but to match that frequency. So let go of the struggle. Let go of the timeline. Let go of the belief that something is missing. The life that is coming is already on its way. It's being woven from the fabric of your energy in this very moment. The universe is arranging every detail, every encounter, every experience to bring you home to your highest self. Trust that. And when doubt arises, and it will, don't fight it. Sit with it, look it in the eye, and remind it, I am safe, I am loved, I am guided. Doubt only has power when you believe its stories. But when you face it with awareness, it dissolves like mist under sunlight. Your better life is not a distant dream. It is an awakening of perception. It's the realization that you've already stepped into the divine flow, that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You don't need to strive for the future. You need only open your heart to the present. This moment holds everything you've been asking for. It's just wearing the disguise of now. And as you learn to relax into this truth, you'll notice something remarkable. The more you trust, the more evidence appears that you were right to do so. Miracles multiply. Peace deepens. Love expands. It's as though the entire universe was waiting for your surrender, for your willingness to stop fighting and start flowing. So let this be your reminder. You are loved not because of what you've done, but because of what you are. You are healed not because of what you've fixed, but because wholeness was never lost. You are moving toward a better life, not because you must struggle for it, but because love cannot help but unfold into greater expressions of itself. And you are that love. Relax. Trust the unfolding. Feel the divine rhythm that beats beneath the surface of everything. You are part of something vast, something intelligent, something infinitely kind. You are not here by accident. You are here to remember that the entire universe is, and always has been, on your side. There comes a moment in your awakening when you realize that every struggle, every disappointment, every unanswered prayer was never a mistake. It was divine choreography. The universe has never once denied you. It has only redirected you. It has only guided you away from what you thought you wanted, so it could lead you to what your soul actually needed. That is why faith is so essential. Not blind faith, but an inner knowing that everything that happens is a step toward your wholeness, even if the mind cannot yet understand it. Every delay has meaning. Every closed door hides a deeper opening. The times when you felt lost were not detours. They were sacred pauses, moments designed to slow you down so you could see what your rushing heart was too impatient to notice. Every delay has meaning. When you finally see that, when it sinks from concept into realization, a wave of peace fills your being. You stop fighting the current and begin to float. You begin to trust that the river knows where it's going. The river has never asked the water to control its course. It simply flows. You too are being carried. You too are moving toward the vast ocean of your fulfillment, whether you know it or not. Relax into that knowing. Feel the weight lift from your shoulders. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not broken. The perfection of your journey may be invisible to your human eyes, but from the perspective of the infinite, it is unfolding with precision and grace. Every event, every connection, every ending has been leading you home, to yourself, to love, to peace. You see, life is not happening to you, it's happening through you. The world you experience is a mirror reflecting your inner frequency. When you vibrate with fear, you meet people who reflect fear. When you vibrate with love, you meet those who reflect love. That is why your inner work is the most sacred thing you can do. By changing your vibration, you change your world. You are not a victim of your circumstances, you are the author of them. Not through control, but through consciousness. Every thought is a brushstroke on the canvas of reality. Every emotion sends a ripple through the field of existence. When you align those thoughts and emotions with love, your external world begins to bloom in ways that defy logic. It feels miraculous, but it's simply law. The universe is obedient. It always reflects your dominant state of being. This is why the greatest act of manifestation is relaxation. Because when you relax, you drop resistance. You release the vibration of lack. You stop telling the universe, I don't have what I need. You begin to say, through your calm presence, I already am what I seek. That vibration of already having, of already being, is what bends reality in your favor. The universe responds to your frequency, not your words. So when you sit in stillness and feel gratitude for what already is, you open a gateway for more to flow in. Gratitude is not a reaction, it's an invocation. It tells life, I trust you. I know you are good. And life, being the perfect mirror, responds, then let me show you more good. Even now, as you listen, you are being transformed. Because truth does not merely inform, it transmutes. As these words enter your awareness, they activate the remembrance of who you truly are. The part of you that has been pretending to be small begins to awaken. The part that thought it needed to earn love starts to melt away. What remains is the real you, the vast, luminous consciousness that was never broken. That consciousness knows no fear. It cannot be harmed. It is eternal presence, observing the play of form with infinite patience and compassion. When you identify with that awareness, life loses its sharp edges. You begin to move through the world with grace, because you no longer take the story so seriously. You can laugh at your fears. You can smile at your past. You can love without attachment, because you've remembered that everything is one movement of the same energy. And what a beautiful energy it is. Creative, intelligent self-awareness. The same force that guides the stars is guiding you. You don't need to figure everything out. You just need to stay open, receptive, attuned to the inner guidance that is always whispering, this way. That whisper is never wrong. It comes not from logic, but from resonance. You feel it as peace, as certainty without reason, as a quiet knowing that transcends thought. It goes on. It's by knowing that it can transcend thought. That is the voice of your higher self, the universe, speaking in your own tone. The more you listen, the louder it becomes. And eventually you start to realize that the universe was never silent. You were simply distracted. The noise of doubt, fear, and comparison drowned out the subtle frequency of guidance. But the moment you choose stillness, that signal becomes clear again. The static fades. You begin to hear the music beneath the noise, the song of your soul. That song is always singing of love, always. Even when life feels harsh, even when the outer circumstances look uncertain, beneath it all, love is still humming. It never stops. It never abandons. You can tune into it any time through presence, by being here, now, not in yesterday's pain, not in tomorrow's worry, but in this sacred instant, because this moment is where eternity touches time. Feel that. The entire cosmos is breathing with you. Every heartbeat is in rhythm with the stars. You are not separate from life, you are life. And when you really feel that truth, when it moves from theory to realization, an immense relief floods your being. You realize you don't have to try so hard. You don't have to prove anything to anyone, not even to yourself. You are loved without reason, healed beyond measure, guided without fail. Even your mistakes are used by the universe as instruments of grace. What you call failure is simply a redirection toward alignment. What you call loss is an invitation to discover abundance within. Every event serves your evolution, even when it doesn't look that way at first glance. And isn't that the greatest comfort, to know that nothing is wasted, that even your most painful moments have meaning? The universe wastes nothing. It recycles everything into wisdom. Every heartbreak becomes a lesson in self-love. Every fear becomes a doorway to courage. Every ending becomes a beginning in disguise. When you trust this, life stops being a problem to solve and becomes a mystery to enjoy. The truth is, your life is already blessed. You don't have to wait for proof. The blessing is in the awareness that sees through illusion. The more you rest in that awareness, the more effortlessly things unfold. You'll notice that people begin to mirror your calm, that situations resolve without struggle, that joy begins to return uninvited. It transforms without effort. It's not about forcing change. It's about relaxing into who you already are. The flower doesn't strain to bloom, it simply aligns with sunlight. Likewise, you don't need to strain to become whole. You simply allow yourself to receive the light of awareness. You are already the bloom. The sunlight has been waiting for you to open, and you are opening now more and more with every breath. You are shedding layers of fear, doubt, and self-judgment. You are remembering that you are not the storm. You are the sky in which the storm arises and dissolves. Nothing can stain that sky. Nothing can diminish it. It remains clear and vast, no matter what passes through. So let the world do what it does. Let people change, let seasons shift, let time pass. You are anchored in something timeless. When you live from that center, you walk through chaos with serenity. You speak with clarity, love with freedom, create without attachment. And in doing so, you become a living reminder to others that peace is possible right here, right now. You do not need to go searching for your better life. It is not hiding in the future. It's unfolding through your awareness in this very instant. Each moment you choose love over fear, you step deeper into it. Each time you forgive, you make space for more light. Each breath of gratitude reshapes the entire field around you. You are the doorway through which heaven enters earth. And soon you'll look back and realize that what you once prayed for has quietly become your reality. The peace you longed for is now your natural state. The love you sought is flowing effortlessly through your interactions. The abundance you dreamed of is simply an extension of your inner overflow. That is how transformation happens. Subtly, gracefully, inevitably. Once you stop resisting what already is. So relax, beloved. You are enough. You are whole. You are infinitely loved, eternally guided, forever safe in the arms of the universe. There is nothing more you need to do, nothing more you need to become. You have always been the light you were seeking, and the more you rest in that truth, the brighter your world becomes. And when that realization fully settles in, when it moves beyond mere understanding into embodiment, you will see that peace has been following you your entire life, patiently waiting for you to stop running. Every moment of chaos, every heartbreak, every wave of confusion was not a punishment, but a gentle hand guiding you back to stillness. You have always been loved, even when you could not feel it. Every moment of chaos, every waking hour, every waking day, and possibly in every night of sleep, love was in the air that carried your cries, in the silence that held your questions, in the unseen arms that never let you fall completely apart. You see, love does not arrive, it reveals itself. It is not something added to you, it is the very essence of your being, the core vibration of existence. The entire cosmos hums in love. When you stop searching outside, when you quiet the restless desire to fix or improve, you begin to sense it, the radiant current of affection that flows through everything, holding it all together. Relax into that current. Let it wash over every part of you, every memory, every scar, every regret. Bathed in love, they lose their weight. You do not need to be perfect to be loved. You do not need to heal before you are worthy. Love itself is what heals. And when you stop pushing it away with self-criticism and resistance, it rushes in naturally, effortlessly. Your better life is not somewhere far away. It is rising within you each time you surrender to love. Healing is not about changing what happened. It's about changing how you see it. It's about realizing that nothing was ever wasted, that each moment was perfectly orchestrated to bring you to this awakening. Even your tears had purpose. They softened your heart enough to let the light in. And isn't it beautiful how everything begins to make sense when you stop fighting it? The pain that once felt unbearable begins to shine with quiet meaning. The losses that shattered you become sacred teachers. Life itself becomes compassionate, not cruel. The very same reality that once frightened you starts to cradle you like a gentle parent saying, "It's okay. You're safe now." That safety was never lost. It was only forgotten beneath layers of thought. Beneath fear and control it waited, patient as eternity. And the moment you return to stillness, you can feel it again. The mind will always tell you there's something missing, something wrong, something to fix. But awareness knows better. Awareness watches the mind's games and smiles. Awareness sees that nothing needs to be fixed, because nothing was ever broken. You have mistaken transformation for struggle, but true transformation is relaxation. It's the melting of resistance. When you let go of control, the universe rushes to fill your openness with miracles. Everything you were trying to make happen through effort starts to unfold by itself. The right people appear, the opportunities align, the timing becomes effortless. You are no longer fighting life, you are dancing with it. And what a dance it is! Fluid, spontaneous, divine. Every experience, every meeting, every silence has rhythm. You don't need to know the choreography. You only need to trust the music. The music of life never stops playing. Even when you can't hear it, it is there. Underneath the noise of the mind, underneath the doubt, when you quiet yourself, you begin to move in harmony again, and suddenly everything that felt difficult begins to flow. You'll notice that as your energy shifts, people respond differently. You no longer attract chaos because you no longer resonate with it. You'll see that what once hurt you now passes through you like wind through an open window. You have become transparent to negativity, not because you fight it, but because you have outgrown it. You are vibrating at a frequency where only peace and love can reach you. This is what it means to be healed. Healing is not the removal of scars, it's the realization that you were never damaged in the first place. The light has been shining through your cracks all along. Every wound was an opening through which love could enter. You are not the sum of what happened to you. You are the awareness that witnessed it all and remained untouched. When you realize this, forgiveness becomes effortless. You forgive not because others deserve it, but because you deserve peace. You release resentment because holding on to it feels heavy, unnatural. The more you forgive, the more space opens up inside you for joy. You begin to breathe differently, freer, deeper, more alive. And then something miraculous happens. You start radiating love without trying. Your presence begins to heal others without words. People feel calm around you, not because you're special, but because you're authentic. You have stopped pretending to be anything other than yourself. That authenticity is the highest vibration of all. It is truth, and truth liberates. You are entering a life where you no longer chase. You no longer strive for validation. You no longer measure your worth by external conditions. You simply are. And in that simple being, all the things you once longed for start to flow toward you. Love seeks the open heart. Abundance seeks the grateful mind. Peace seeks the surrendered soul. You are now aligned with the very forces that once seemed to elude you. Do you see how easy life becomes when you stop believing it must be hard? The idea of struggle was inherited. It was never truth. Life has always wanted to flow through you in ease, but your beliefs created dams. The moment you stop clinging to fear, the waters of creation begin to rush freely again. You were made for this ease. You were designed for joy. Every time you breathe deeply and let go, you align with that natural current. Every time you trust that things are unfolding perfectly, you shift reality in your favor. The outer world begins to mirror your inner peace. Synchronicities increase. Intuition sharpens. Time itself seems to bend around your calm presence. You are no longer reacting. You are creating consciously. And what you create is magnificent. Because when creation comes from peace, it carries the vibration of eternity. It doesn't fade. It expands. Relationships born from love deepen. Work born from inspiration thrives. Experiences born from trust multiply. You become a vessel through which the universe expresses its infinite beauty. You are not waiting for your better life. You are birthing it through your state of being. The quality of your consciousness determines the quality of your world. So if you want more love, be love. If you want abundance, feel abundant now. If you want peace, embody peace even in the storm. The outer world cannot resist a being who vibrates with that kind of certainty. Because energy does not lie, it communicates more powerfully than words. That is why telepathic resonance, what some call attraction or intuition, is so real. When you hold a feeling deeply enough, the universe hears it. People who align with that vibration are drawn to you effortlessly. You are not calling them with your voice. You are summoning them through your frequency. That is how love works. That is how destiny unfolds, not through chasing, but through magnetism. Your inner world becomes a signal, and everything that matches it begins to find its way into your life. You don't need to force anything. You only need to maintain your alignment. The universe always fulfills the tone you set. So set the tone of peace. Let that be your dominant vibration. Let your energy declare to the cosmos, I am already whole, I am already loved, I am already free. Then watch how life rearranges itself to reflect that truth. People will appear who mirror your wholeness. Opportunities will come that reflect your readiness. Even your challenges will soften into blessings in disguise. The truth is, the universe is deeply personal. It's not some distant mechanical force. It's intimate, alive, and responsive. It feels your energy, listens to your heart, and answers through experience. When you send out gratitude, it multiplies. When you send out fear, it gives you opportunities to see through that fear. Every moment is feedback, guiding you toward greater awareness. And as you awaken to that dance, you stop being afraid of what comes next. You stop asking, what if things go wrong? Because you understand that even if they do, it will still be right. You begin to live with the grace of someone who trusts existence completely. That is the essence of a beautiful life. Not one without challenges, but one without resistance. Relax, dear soul. You are not running out of time. You are not behind anyone. You are unfolding exactly as you should. You have already been chosen, already been loved, already been guided every step of the way. The light that moves the sun and stars moves through you, and it has never once made a mistake. You are exactly where you need to be. And now, as you breathe deeply, allow yourself to truly feel what it means to be loved without condition. Not loved for what you've achieved, not for how you look, not for what you give, but loved simply because you exist. That kind of love does not need to be earned. It can only be recognized. It is already here, woven into your very being. The trees know it, the wind knows it, the stars know it, and somewhere deep within you've always known it too. The reason so many people feel unloved is not because love is missing, but because they've been taught to look for it outside themselves. They've been conditioned to chase approval, validation, and attention as substitutes for what they already possess in infinite supply. But when you stop seeking love and start being love, something miraculous happens. Suddenly it begins to appear everywhere. The faces of strangers become kind. Coincidences grow more meaningful. And life itself begins to smile back at you. It's as if the entire universe was waiting for you to stop running so it could finally embrace you. Because that's all it ever wanted. To be felt, to be known, to be welcomed through your awareness. The universe experiences itself through you. Every breath you take, every moment of gratitude, every act of self-compassion, it all echoes through the cosmos. You are not small. You are the pulse of infinity condensed into a human heartbeat. When you truly grasp this, comparison dissolves. There is no one else to compete with, because there is no one else like you. The universe has never repeated itself, not once, not in all of eternity. Your essence is unrepeatable, your light irreplaceable. That's why envy makes no sense, why fear makes no sense. You are already the masterpiece, eternally in progress but never incomplete. And the more you honor that truth, the more beauty begins to bloom around you. Because energy moves in cycles, and what you send out returns magnified. When you radiate acceptance of yourself, you unconsciously give others permission to do the same. You become a mirror for liberation. You remind people that it's safe to be at peace, safe to rest, safe to be enough. That's what the world needs most right now, people who are at peace with themselves, people who no longer live in resistance to what is, people who understand that relaxation is not laziness, but alignment. You can't receive when you're tense. You can't hear the universe when you're shouting inside your own mind. Relaxation is receptivity. It opens the space for wisdom to arise effortlessly. Think of the mind as a lake. When the surface is agitated, it cannot reflect the sky. But when it becomes still, the reflection is perfect. That stillness is your natural state. And from it, insight flows like sunlight through water. That is when the solutions appear. That is when the next step becomes obvious. You don't have to strain to figure life out. Just quiet the surface, and the answers reveal themselves. That's why so many spiritual traditions teach the art of letting go, not as a moral lesson, but as a practical law of reality. When you release your grip, the energy you've been holding captive begins to flow again. You stop being a closed circuit of worry and become an open channel of creation. Everything that's meant for you finds its way with astonishing ease. And what's meant for you will never need to be forced. It'll resonate, it'll align naturally with who you are. When something feels like struggle, when it constantly drains your spirit, it's often a sign that it's not in harmony with your vibration. You are not meant to live in resistance. You are meant to live in resonance. When you follow peace, you follow your path. Peace is your compass, not your reward. It's not something you get after solving your problems. It's what solves them. When you choose peace first, when you decide to remain calm no matter what the outer world is doing, the universe rearranges itself around your serenity. It has to, because your state of being is the command center of creation. That is the true secret. Life doesn't respond to your thoughts alone. It responds to the emotional frequency behind them. You can say, "I am loved," 1,000 times, But if you feel unworthy, the vibration is misaligned. But if you feel loved, if you believe it so deeply that your heart swells with gratitude, the universe must reflect it back to you. That is how law operates. It cannot fail. So rather than trying to think your way into a better life, feel your way there. The heart is far wiser than the intellect. It knows how to translate energy into experience. It doesn't analyze. It harmonizes. Every time you feel love, even for no reason, you are literally shifting timelines. You are choosing the parallel version of reality where peace, abundance, and joy already exist. And the more you practice this feeling, the stronger it becomes. You start to notice how your thoughts lose their power over you. The worries that once haunted you begin to fade into irrelevance. You start waking up in the morning with quiet anticipation instead of anxiety. Your body feels lighter, your energy clearer. You begin to attract situations that match your inner calm. Kindness, synchronicity, ease. You realize that you've stopped surviving and started living. You're no longer waiting for life to begin, you're immersed in it, fully awake to its wonder. Every sound, every color, every small detail glows with significance. The mundane becomes sacred because your perception has changed. You are seeing through the eyes of awareness, not fear. And once you reach that level of awareness, even time begins to feel different. You no longer rush. You no longer feel like you're losing anything because you've stepped into the eternal now, the only real moment that ever exists. In that space, you discover that everything you've ever wanted is here already, vibrating patiently, waiting for you to match it. The irony is, the moment you stop trying to make things happen is when they start happening. When you stop chasing love, it finds you. When you stop fighting for success, opportunities flow in. When you stop forcing healing, peace arises naturally. Because your trying was never the power, it was your being all along. The universe does not respond to desperation, it responds to devotion, not to tension, but to trust. When you walk in faith, true, embodied faith, you vibrate with the frequency of inevitability. You stop asking how or when, because you already know it's done. You become the embodiment of your answered prayer, and the world has no choice but to mirror it back. You can feel that right now, can't you? The subtle shift in your energy as you relax deeper into this truth. There's a warmth expanding in your chest, a soft awareness that whispers, everything's okay. That's not imagination. That's your higher self aligning with what's real. You're tapping into the eternal source of peace that never left you. And from that space, all things become possible. Healing happens without effort. Relationships harmonize naturally. Even your body begins to reflect your inner state. More vibrant, more radiant, more alive. Because when your spirit rests, your entire being follows. This is what it means to live a better life, not in some distant future, but right here, right now. It's not about changing your external world, it's about seeing it through new eyes. The same life, seen through the lens of love, becomes unrecognizable in its beauty. The same people, once misunderstood, now become teachers. The same challenges, once feared, now become blessings. You are already living your better life. You just haven't realized it yet. But realization is dawning. It's breaking through like morning light after a long night of doubt. And as it rises within you, you'll see that nothing was ever missing. Everything has been preparing you for this awareness, for this remembering that you are and always have been enough.